Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel with another part of this whole head gasket removal and replacement. Anyway, so right now, as you can see, I have the valley cover back off because we're about to adjust the valves. The correct way, it seems to me that it would be the correct way to do it. So I'm not a tutorial, so you're just gonna see me do the valves. Don't really know too much about like this whole ordeal. Actually I am top dead center, so apparently just intake just closes and the exhaust port decides to open. I made me a little diagram of my motor and the firing order, because if you're doing one, you want to do 6. Oh, and you know, I just noticed that all this is backwards, so because of the reverse camera. But anyway, so 1 and 6, 8 and 5, 4 and 7, 3 and 2. So if you're working on 1, you got to work with 6. You got to adjust 6. If you've did the intake, once you bring the exhaust to open, as it's just starting to open, then you work on 6 and set the valve lash for 6. And it actually seems like if 6's exhaust port is actually open, because it actually looks like the exhaust port is just opening, I can actually adjust number 1 because it is at top dead center. So I guess I will adjust 1 because the exhaust port is just opening on the number 6 cylinder. So we'll set the valve lash for that. I'm gonna give you a special job. You ready? Here, come here. Come here. I want you to come here, and I want you to make sure all my wheels are tight, okay? You just push down, okay? And then you grab this one right here. And then you go around, go pick it up. Yeah, and then hit that one. Put it on that one. Yup. Exactly. Just under 3 years old and is learning this stuff. That's pretty awesome. You turn it. You gotta make sure it's tight. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Say righty tighty, lefty loosey. Oh, that's great. Yeah, you keep working on that, okay? Okay? Alright, so give her something to do. Hopefully she doesn't bang the car up. If she doesn't, no, I'm not mad. Anyway, okay. So my exhaust port is open on 6, and I'm not a tutorial person, but I will show you how to set valve lash from what it seems to me is like the best way to set valve lash. So this exhaust port up on the 6th cylinder is up. So with that, I'm going to adjust my number 1 because my firing order should be, you should stack it. You got 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. And as far as the firing order, if you put them stacked across each other, then you will see you go 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, sorry, I'll edit that one out. Your firing order is actually, sorry, that's your cylinder position. 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. Your firing order for all most Pontiacs and Dodge is the same thing. I think Ford is different. Your firing order is 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 2. So you want to put 1, 8, 4, 3. You want to put 1, 8, 4, 3, and then you want to go 6, 5, 7, 2. And if you stack them, the firing order from 4 to 4, you'll have your firing order, which one's the sister cylinder. Okay, so this is the sister cylinder to number 1, and you want to make sure the exhaust port is just coming up when you set this, and this should be even right here. So to set my valve lash, I've got to make sure that it doesn't come up. You want to get it just to the point it doesn't come up. And you don't want to take the spin out. A lot of people think that you need to take the spin out of the motor. You kind of want it right there, as you want to have some spin, because if you go too far, see, it's a little bit too much valve lash. You want to finger tighten, get a spin. It doesn't come up just snug, but still spins freely. And you want to take a open end, your box end wrench. You don't want to really use a socket. If you have lock-in screws for your, I'm gonna do it doesn't really matter which side you do first, so make sure, because I backed out, it spins a little bit. Okay, and then you want to take it a 3/4 turn, bring it around, and I was just a little past the top. Okay, then you lock in your screw. I'll lock that screw in, and this is the important reason why you want to use a wrench for this, because you can get in your lock-in screw and hold the position. You do that and you hit a bump. Okay, and so now that valve lash is set. So the same thing with this. You want to take a 3/4 turn, and take your, oh, no, I'm gonna do it this way. Hold your wrench in place tight, lock your screw, okay, and this valve lash is set. So now I want to do the sister cylinder, because it's number 6, which will be number 6. That's number 1, that's number 6. In order to do that, you getting it, baby? Film her. What's she doing?
You're doing good, baby. She getting the grunts already.
So now, I'm going to spin the motor. Oh shit, you know what? I can't spin this motor freely if all the spark plugs are still in it. It's creating compression. And we only finger tightened this spark plugs because we were leaving out. We were getting done. The rain was coming in and it was time for me to go to work anyway. So we took all the spark plugs out. I meant put the spark plugs back in when we originally had them in. What are you doing? There's no need to hammer. You just turn the lugs. Don't hammer on it. Don't beat on it. Action. Alright, so now I'm turning this to where, let's see, I'm on number 6. Okay, so as you can see, this is the intake. This is the exhaust. I'm turning this until the exhaust port comes up, and this is going to be even. So the exhaust port is this side for this cylinder. Here we go. Oh yeah, much easier. Alright, so my exhaust port is just now opening up. Spin it until, I was about to say, why is that gas pouring out? Alright, so intake port went down. And the exhaust port should just be coming up on the number 1 cylinder.
Yeah, shadows.
I thought that was supposed to be even. Let me reread that damn thing. Doesn't seem right. Exhaust port starts to open. Okay. So now adjust it to where exhaust port. Right, kill it.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So you go from, I actually go from 1 to 8. I actually YouTubed it just to make sure I was wrong because I thought I was right, but I was wrong. So now we've set the number 5 is sister to number 8. So we brought the exhaust valve open for number 5 so we can work on number 8. So you go from 1 to 8 because you want to go in the order of your firing order when you set your valve lashes, apparently. This way. I saw somebody else doing it a different way. But like I said, we just check it, make sure it doesn't come up. Zero valve lash is set to 0, and I can spin it, spin my push rods. Now I'm going 3/4 of a turn. See, because I don't know everything when it comes to the car, so like especially with this because I've never done it before. Now I know. I got my little diagram. And hold it. Now set my cam lock. Alright, and no movement. Same thing with the intake side. Actually, this is the exhaust side right here for this. You know what? Wasn't paying attention. Let me go back. Alright. Okay. Doesn't move. So I'm gonna do a 3/4 turn this way. Should have done it this way. Yeah. Alright, spin it, spin it, spin it, spin it, and lock my cam. Oh yeah. Also, oh shit. Oh shit. I don't think it moved though. I don't think it moved at all. I think it slipped over the cam lock. I mean over the nut. So bump it, and I'm going to bump that one because yeah, there we go. So those should be adjusted. Now I go from 1, so I did 8, now I need to do 4, so I need to adjust the number 7 cylinder. I don't even know why I got that in my hand still. Put it there. So now I spin the motor till number 7 moves to the exhaust port going up, and 4 is flat. So 4 will be right here. My number 4, if you 8, 4. So I got to do 7. 7 is the back one. So I got to bring the exhaust port side up. Make sure I got. I did 5. So when I did 5, the exhaust port, okay, yep, my exhaust port is up for 5 when I adjusted 8. Now I got to do 7, and 7 will be Seven's exhaust port is up. And 4 should be this one, and it is flat. You can tell there's fucking a lot of lash right there. Locking it up. It's a hand tight, still spins. No movement up and down. Because you should be able to turn the engine for each cylinder quarter turn to be able to do this job. Okay, makes sense to me. Anyway, so now I'm setting my, it doesn't really matter. I've got it on the diagram. Let's see, exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust, exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust. This is intake, exhaust, exhaust. No, exhaust is always forward. So exhaust, intake, intake. I'm just gonna set the exhaust first. Doesn't really matter. It only matters when you're trying to go up the stroke. 3/4 of a turn. Set my cam lock. Okay. And now 3/4 of a turn for the intake. There. I'm just gonna bump each one every time I get done with it, because I keep forgetting the bump. So if I make a pattern of bump and then bump, oh shit. Well, I guess that's a good bump. Doesn't even look like that cam screw is that good. But it is down there. It just seems like the other one is better. Okay. Now I want to do another quarter turn, and the next cylinder we will do is going to be number 3. So 3 is on the second cylinder right here, and this is my intake. Also, we're setting number 3. So for setting number 3, we need to do the number 2 cylinder. Number 2 is the first cylinder. Oh, yep, on this side. Are you cutting it? Are you cutting? So I'm gonna give it another quarter turn. So I'm setting my number 3 cylinder, and 3 is right here. Seems like it's almost flat. I'm gonna give it another little bit. There we go. Alright, and then we're going to do the same for number 3. This one's a little time consuming, but I just feel in my heart, my finger tighten it, that this is just the best way. This is the intake valve, because exhaust is the form first on each side. Intake, exhaust, and that's the pattern this motor goes with. Alright, no up and down movement, I can still spin it. No up and down movement, I can still spin it. So now we go with a 3/4 inch turn. Set my cam lock. And I'm not going to film anymore on this. This is it. This will be the last one, so you'll understand kind of what I'm doing. But like I said, I'm not a tutorial. If you want to go see a tutorial on this stuff, check out, just look up 400 Big Block. I would add the person that I put in for mine, and I will. I'll do it in the link. I'll do it in a link down below for this. Oh shit. Anyway, fucked up again. Anyway, y'all, I'll put the link down below. I'm gonna reset this valve because I was talking and not paying attention to what I was actually doing. So I'm gonna reset this valve, but that's ultimately how you do it. And cut it off. Alright guys, so yeah, clear this camera. It's kind of foggy. Let's see. Yeah, it's better. So I messed up big time. So I was almost at the end of finishing everything. Valve lash was good. Got it good. Then I go and I say, you know what? There's some cork gasket still hanging on to the block from the valley pan. So I decided, hey, I'm going to scrape the cork gasket off of the valley pan. You know, well, not the valley pan, but where the valley pan sits on the block. So then ended up putting the cork gasket, scraping the cork gasket, and one piece about this big fell into the crankcase. So now I tried to get the oil pan off, right? Which I got it off, but I tore it all to pieces. I bent the lips up, and I can't get the oil pan out in between the suspension and the damn, sorry. I can't get the oil pan out between the flywheel and the suspension. It's all stuck in there, and I can't get to the cork. So now I'm just going to try to figure out how I can get everything, get that cork out, that cork gasket, and then plug up put everything back together. I think I'm going to have to go to my father-in-law's and grab my engine lift and unbolt it from the motor mount, then bring the oil pan down, and then somehow, hopefully, that cork went down into the oil pan. I tried to drain the oil out of it, but it didn't come out of the hole because it was just too big. It's probably sitting at the bottom. I probably reached my hand down in there, but considering that I bent the oil pan lip up to where it bolts to the block, more than likely, I know I'm gonna have to pull the oil pan out and rebend it back to where it fits. Get a new cork gasket, or put the gasket maker on there and then hook it back up, and hopefully we'll be able to get to the track this coming Friday. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Hopefully I won't be giving all these too much of these problems, so that y'all can enjoy better content. But it's all good. It's content. Whatever. Alright, just hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we're gonna fix it. Hopefully by Friday, and we can hit the track. Thank y'all guys for watching.